What's up, bro? I'm moving around right now, so I have to send you this voice note. Yeah, we can do it after work. Just let me know what day we talking about. But like I said, you already know I'm free any day after 3. And if we need it a little earlier than that, I can get off at 1. But any day after 3, I can be free, and then it's weekends open. So yeah, it don't have to be rushed right now. It's just up to you. Like as far as time frame goes, you can choose another weekend, or if you want to do it after work one day, I'm down with that too. It don't really matter.
Where it all started, Theodore Roosevelt. '06, we were freshmen. When I met this young man I'm interviewing today, Dre Baker, a big guy that calls himself in a group of little people, but he ain't so little. Walking with a slight limp, not because I'm pimping. Jamal's fault playing basketball. Strained calf muscle.
I wasn't nowhere near that plate, cuz.
See, back then, and Dre can contest for this, man, we used to play ball and have heavy competition. Nobody was belly aching and complaining. You know what I'm saying? That's how we grew up. We was kind of the last of the guys that was tough mentally, that didn't, break up friendships over a basketball game. I missed that. Things are slightly different now. The dogs was the dogs. Now think about the steps. Think about each step it takes to get to manhood. I must say, all my dogs experienced every step of the way. Every step of the way. Back then, in our generation, rap music, battling, we had thicker skin. So we was able to really reach deeper and soak somebody, in the name of art. And things were funner back then, I assume. The sensitivity wasn't like it is now. So seeing the guys like Dre that could rap, that made songs, but they also battled, it was a pleasure to watch. So for us now to be at the top of the stairs in manhood and to sit down with him and ask him some deep questions about his life, where it's at currently, opposing to where we started, that's a huge step. Won't you agree, bro?
You don't feel it. Gotta give me time to get you right, that's kill it. Dollars worth of game, say I got a couple million. So game like I'm pimping, no game like I'm dealing. Pimp, stronger than ever. Only God is better. I'm God, bar, calling, connecting. Not a fall detected. My paw dogs walk with an essence. But I fall you fetching, that's my calling, causing, collecting, checking. Don't
Yes, sir. Black excellence. About to interview my dog, Dre Baker. Stay tuned. I am Denzel Avery Carroll. Man first, artist second. This man can relate. Sure, he's a dope artist, dope MC, dope rapper, poet, and he can sing. A part of the group, the little people that's been putting in the work for years. But he's a man first, father first, husband first, and a damn good friend.
Sure, bro.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for having me.
17 years of knowing this man. From boys to man.
For sure.
Do you feel old?
Man, I can't say I do and I can't say I don't. You know what I mean? At times you do certain stuff in your life where you feel that youth. Like you mentioned before, just happy you able to still move around, play basketball, be active with your children, shit like that. So, but it's times when you are active, you might catch that, you might catch an injury, you might, something might pull, you got to do a little more stretching than usual. But that's 30, we 30 plus now, you know what I'm saying? Like you say, 17 years on our particular friendship, and most, a good amount of the people around us as well, you know what I mean? So just seeing each other grow, seeing each other come up, man, it's a blessing. And like I said, I wouldn't change it, feeling old or not, you feel me?
Man, it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
And what advice off the dribble would you give when it comes to juggling multiple things and being multifaceted and everything that you carry day to day?
I think the most major thing, the most major key is staying grounded as far as just having a foundation, you know, knowing what you believe, knowing your morals, knowing your principles, just knowing what you're taking serious and what you're doing it all for. You know what I mean? So at that point, it makes juggling everything that much easier just because you know you got a purpose, you know, you got a goal, you got something set in mind that you know you can't lose because you got these people depending on you, you know. So, yeah, it just depends on what motivates you. So to me, it's the motivation. It's what's inside of me, what I care about, what I love, you know, and I think about that first, you know, when I start the juggling act, you know what I mean?
Yes, sir. Most people don't ask this question. You know, we talked about this before, but how are you doing today?
Oh, that's smooth. Yeah, I'm good, man. You know, day by day, feelings change, things change, the weather change, you know, that might make you feel different. But yeah, today I'm feeling good. You know, I just, you know, talked to my family this morning. You know, I'm able to wake up with my family. I'm able to, you know, sit here, do this music, talk to you, you know, chop it up with my good friends. So I feel good. But it's, you know, like you said, you know, a lot of people don't ask the question. And I was trying to make it a point at a point in time in my life to text my friends, just say, hey man, how everything going? You know, what's up? You know, how's life today? How's life been treating you? You know what I'm saying? Because certain questions like that, you know, it may trigger a vent session, it may trigger whatever, but to me, that's what it's all about, friendship, man. So, you know, you showing somebody love and make them open up and say, okay, now I got somebody to talk to. This might be the moment for that, you know. So, yeah, to answer your question plainly, I'm feeling good, bro.
Man, that's a blessing to hear that. I'm doing well too.
Yeah.
And with your music, I can always tell you was in the present.
For sure.
I could tell you was really using your emotions, not necessarily emotional.
Yeah.
But you was like, I'm in the booth right now.
Yeah.
So you about to take it all the way back. You said 17 years.
Yeah.
So we met 06.
Yeah.
You had the purple polo. I remember that. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
But when it comes
Polo
to
Reebok.
You know what I'm saying? You did?
Yeah.
But you was rapping. When did you start rapping?
Man, first rap I wrote was like in second grade. It's like a Christmas rap. Some Rudolph shit, you know what I'm saying? It was something, yeah, man. I mean, if I did, I wouldn't disclose. I ain't gonna lie. It was mild. It was very mild. But at the end of the day, it was cool. I started rapping like that, and then I started like, you know, unintentionally just rapping about what I hear, you know. I'm hearing about the rappers rapping about guns and violence and, you know, stuff like that. Yeah. What they see around the hood, you know, shit like that. Trying to be a storyteller. So I got into all of that, you know, digging my hand in everything. Basically, I can see as far as this hip hop game goes. Then I kind of talked to my mom about it, and then she was like, "Well, you know, you gonna rap, you gotta rap like this." So she started trying to write my rap, like edit my raps and shit. Yeah. Oh, it was terrible.
Trying to help you out a little bit.
Okay. Nah, you cussing, circle that, cross it out, that type of shit.
Cussing.
But yeah, that's how it came up. And then after I tried kind of most styles of rap, making dance music, making rap music, making hip hop, making just different stuff. And like you said, just diving into the singing a little bit, you know, the rapping mostly. And then I went into battle rap. You know, I started battle rapping in school, and you know, just all of it. You know what I'm saying? Just taking into the whole scope of hip hop. And it wasn't just for me to. The goal wasn't to try to touch everything. Like, okay, like I'm gonna just do this. Because that's what somebody that love hip hop would do. It's just that I felt it. You know what I'm saying? It was like, okay, I like rap, so let me do this. Let me try battle, let me try that. And I felt like I was decent at most of the stuff I tried to.
Second grade.
Yeah.
That's when you started.
Yeah.
Now, I know of OST, of course.
For sure.
Right?
For sure.
When was the establishment of OST originally?
The original OST. So, we did a couple songs. So we was a group of guys, and we did a couple songs. You know, it was me, Dion, Kyle, Darren, Allen. So it's us five. We did a battle actually at school. So this is how it's not how I met Allen, but it was basically once we did this battle, we started chopping it up more. You know, we became better friends. So we did this battle, then we rapping. I don't know if it was me or Darren that went, and he just came right after us. And just start killing it, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn, I didn't know you rap, you know what I'm saying? But he was rapping, so he was spitting some bars, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, oh shit. So that happened. We started doing a song. We had a song called Doe. We all went to the studio, did this song. And then we just needed a name, man. At that point, we was like, okay, we just gonna be a group. We always did stuff like that coming up. And at this point, it was like, okay, we got a bunch of people that can rap. You know, we singers, we rappers, we do it all. So let's put it to the test. So we all did. You know, we came up with the name. I think it might have been Dion. I don't want to get too much credit because they gonna get on me about.
I'm sure.
Yeah, it's gonna be like, oh no,
I
you ain't do that. He ain't do. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna say who actually did. I know I don't feel like I came up with the exact name, but once we came up with OST, it was official swag team. We, you know, stood for a lot of stuff over the years. Only Souls I Trust, just different stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So did that, and then once that got established, man, we just started doing mixtapes, albums. You know, certain albums people still ain't heard as far as that group that we just never got to put out. But yeah, we started it just as a friendship. Everybody rapped. We battled. The rest was history, bro.
Get y'all reps in. Also, J Frequency, Jabal Calhoun.
For sure.
He was involved in a lot of that stuff too.
Oh yeah.
Because he met you guys before me.
Yeah.
To my Pulaski days. I went to Bailey.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I went to lean on me.
Yeah.
That's what I went to.
Yeah. Should have came over there with us, dog. You know, it's.
Hey, I'm from the West Side though. I'm from the West Side. I'm from the West Side.
Much respect. East though.
See, look at that.
It's much respect though.
You know what I'm saying?
Respect.
But you know, so you guys had that practice and, like you say, bounce ideas off each other, battle against each other, and that strength in your core when it came to your rapping. So now, okay, the storyline goes from there. Where does Nick Asante Hard? Where does that timeline come in?
Okay, so this is 2014 into 2015. Well, into 2014 and 2015.
We were already we was grown at that time.
Yeah.
How old is Nick? By the way, I keep forgetting how old he is.
I want to say 28.
Nick, how old are you, man?
Yeah, like
how old are you?
I want to say 28.
Okay, so
because he was always, I think it was.
Okay, he was a senior then. He must have been a senior. We were.
Well, he was out too. So that whenever the end of his senior year was, or however that worked, man, because we graduated 2010. The group didn't get it. I'm not saying we got established, but we started doing music together. So maybe he was a senior, but we started doing music together. It was me, him, and Denim, and we was doing just random songs. And then we did a few songs, and we was like, man, you should try to just do a mixtape. We should try to rap. You know what I'm saying? So it didn't have to be a group. We was just gonna put something together, a collaboration. You know what I'm saying? So we did the Little People EP.
Yes, sir.
The Little People LP EP. Once we did that. At that point, it was like, okay, look, what we gonna call ourselves? And now we had already made the name, The Little People, as far as for the EP. And then after we did that, we kind of just brainstormed. I think it was a line that Asante said that we pulled the "Don't Forget About the Little People" thing from. And then it just kind of made sense with the whole image and how we rap, what we was rapping about. So so I want to say between 2014, 2015, so around that is when we first started linking up rapping. But on his end of the things too, he was doing battle rap too on his end, you know, as far as at his age group, at his school. So we had a lot of similarities, and then I guess we just put it together and it made sense, man. You know, it's kind of like polar opposites too. You know what I'm saying? Depending on as far as how he raps and as far as how I rap, you know, subject matter's gonna mesh, but it fit. You know,
it does. Because your style, I always say, is like poetically aggression.
For sure,
that makes sense.
No, that's dope.
Nick kind of like is wavy.
Yeah,
a little waviness to him.
I feel you.
So I can imagine y'all coming from that battle rap. So now y'all in a group. How many times you had to change a verse low key, or maybe you had to let me go a little bit harder?
Oh yeah, it was times where you know, we rapping and we just the way we made songs though was a little different too. You know, so I can't say it was a point to where it was like, okay, I'm gonna just let me change all of this. It kind of just we wrote in styles to fit the music. You know what I'm saying? We wrote in styles to fit each song. So it was like we come up with a song besides the LP EP days. After that, it was like, okay, we got something here. We know how to rap. You know, we don't have to prove that. So let's make songs. What we gonna do here? What's this bridge? What's this beginning? What's this intro? Okay, let's make this go into this song like this. Let's take this beat that we heard 3 years ago and put this and break it down at the end of this song so it can smoothly go into this song. Let's get the transitions right. So we was more into a constructive stage at that point. So I can't say it was more or less changing a verse, but it was like, okay, this need to fit the song perfectly. So what we doing here? So, but most of the time, man, it wasn't a conversation. It was just like, all right, I'm gonna come to you with a certain idea. You know how to fill that shit in.
Yeah,
So I'll come together real quick. You know what I'm saying? So
what was the difference between y'all approach with the Little People LP and There's Something Wrong with This Picture?
The LP was, we approached that as more of a mixtape. It may sound, some people told me it sounded like an album kind of, or however they feel it. It feel like an album, but we approached it like a mixtape, man. We was just basically writing verses. But the verses, that's when we was trying to be competitive too. We just linking up. You don't want to get out rap, you know what I'm saying? So that's most of the goals of each track. But
For sure.
still, in weaving in things how we did, we still had to, we both had our history in putting out certain songs, putting out certain projects. So it's like, okay, how do we make this still sound like a project? How do we make this still feel like a project, even though we approached it this way? So, he put his ideas in, I put mine in, and then, that's what we got. So, yeah.
So is there going to be a third project? Maybe?
I don't know, man.
Or something like that?
I don't know. It's too soon to tell,
Okay.
Both went, different creative directions at the moment, but yeah, like I said, I never say never, so never soon to tell.
Yeah, because it definitely would be dope. Them two different styles is kind of one piece.
I get that a lot, man. It's just we did so much in that time period, you know what I'm saying? So it's like a lot of people got that, I win the next Little People project coming out, so yeah. I ain't gonna never say never, so yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, see now the timeline is building.
Yeah.
This is dope to know you personally and to learn things now. Like the stuff that you said I didn't per se know. And somehow, all these years, I never asked you these questions on purpose. Like I knew I needed to find out now.
I feel that.
Like I was setting it up. So
yeah.
All this collaboration you've been doing. Now we at the album, K.Y.L.E, Keep Your Love Effortless.
Yeah.
Right?
For sure.
It's a solo joint. You got DJ Denim on. That's the only feature.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the idea and the process of this gonna be solo and I'm gonna only have one feature. What type of mindset did you have?
Well, it being solo was a later decision. I was supposed to do this K.Y.L.E project with Asani, so we were working on a project called Enjoy the Little Thing. So if you ever go back in our timelines on social media, you will see like little gems or breadcrumbs that we leave. We might be doing a shoot like we was doing Sounds of Pain shoot in Philly, and we start seeing stuff that said enjoy the little things, enjoy the little things. So we'll take a picture of it, we'll post it randomly. We'll take a picture of this, we'll post it randomly. So it was dropping breadcrumbs going up to this album. So it had different album cover, all of that, different album art or different artists that did that. But that didn't come together how we wanted it to. So we postponed it for so long. So then I wanted to do a project right after he passed away. You know what I mean? So me trying to do the project right after he passed away, it just didn't work out. It never sounded like it should sound. I kind of felt like I was leaving stuff out. It's hard for me to record on days, just talking about this shit, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of that came into play when it came to me trying to get this together. So when it came down to it, I don't really know. It just felt right. I started doing more, just a bunch of writing, just trying to see how I felt on certain days. And it always reverted back to that, like something unfinished, So I started doing songs about it, I started sending songs out, okay, how you feel about this, So trying to get the feel and see, how people would feel at certain points in this project. And then, all signs pointed to I needed to get it done. So as far as me doing it solo, it was just me coming up with songs, and it's like, okay, I need to do this now because I postponed it for too long. And I still end up postponing it again, but we'll get to that. And as far as the one feature thing, it wasn't even gonna be a feature at all, Well, let me take that back. At first, it was gonna be, I was gonna have a couple features, probably gonna be like Allen and Denim. So we didn't do that. And then we did a couple songs that just didn't fit the album, so we put them somewhere else. After that died down, I went on, okay, I'm gonna just do everything myself. Just because I wanted people to get a sound of me, just because I've always been a part or attached to certain groups, and there's nothing against those groups. Those are perfect timing for perfect music that I feel like I made to the best of my ability. But people never heard me for me, you know, like it's just as far, okay, what is his sound? And you can kind of get it from the parts and the verses and stuff in the songs, because the way you described it was dope, you know what I'm saying? And that's just from you listening to me over the years, just hearing this build up to this point. But after I got into that mode, I'm like, okay, if this gonna be for Cal, what would Cal want? So now I'm trying to get OST on the project, you know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to call them and see who gonna do what. Closest person around was Darren, and I didn't wanna keep postponing this project. Yeah. So as far we was listening to music, we came across a couple instrumentals, and then the rest is history basically, bro. But just because we were sitting down in the studio and it was like, he started rapping, it just felt like old times, you know what I'm saying? So when I first heard him doing stuff on the music, it was like, man, I still got that in my mind that I want to do all of this solo, but to me it'd be so dope, you know what I'm saying? We could all dedicate this to Kyle. So he got on the music, and like I keep saying, man, the rest is history, bro.
Yeah, I mean, it's deeper than music, man. This is real life.
Yeah,
that's your brother for life.
Yeah,
and everybody that's your loved ones, your friends, we all have a connection with Kyle too.
Yeah.
So I do feel you with saying, you know what, I got this.
Yeah.
And nobody could have done it.
For sure.
But you. And I can kind of hear the difficulty in certain records. I can imagine you pressing pause and get yourself together to finish it.
All that, bro.
You know what I'm saying? I can feel it. I can hear it.
And that was since the Enjoy the Little Things days. Just me trying to record records right after he passed. It was just crazy. And just to talk about him, certain song titles that didn't really have nothing to do with grieving and stuff like that, I could still feel this pressure to write about that, you know what I'm saying? Write about him, write about the accident, write about how I felt. And just in the booth for a couple of days, you just take over your emotion and everything. So, I broke down, I done, like you said, pause the music, hey, give me a second, all of that. And then especially with this album, it's just writing records and not finishing them, and then going back to this record, but you got to go back to that feeling, you know what I'm saying? So you got to go back to what you was just writing about, what you had to drudge up just to think about to get this record out, and to make it dope still, to make it artistically favorable for people to listen to, you know what I'm saying? So, it was a lot, bro.
Yeah, I could tell, man. Took a lot of bravery. I want to tell you that in your face.
Appreciate that, bro.
The beautiful thing is we can all relate to grief. I lost my mom in 2015.
Yeah.
So, every person in the universe ever lost somebody. We know how tough it is.
Yeah.
So that's that one thing that makes us all human.
Mm-hmm.
And when it comes to art, it brings everybody together. It doesn't matter the creed, the race. If you're good looking or ugly, none of that matters. It's just that, the pain, it goes through stages, man. Off the top of the dome, I'm not sure which stage. I know it's anger. They say you want to bargain with God. Like, what if this person for this person?
Mm-hmm.
But like currently right now, man, what stage are you at now with grieving for Cal?
I don't know, man. It's day by day, bro. It's days where I feel, let's say post project, I feel like it's days I felt a relief, like, okay, I finally got this out. And then there's days where I feel regret, just because it's certain things that I wish were different now, just because of how you expect certain things to be done once you pass away. Like, if I'm the godfather, if I'm the brother, the best friend, what am I supposed to be doing right now? Am I not doing that? I don't feel like I'm doing that, but you've made this big project, you got all these kudos behind it, people telling you how good it is, how major this is, and then you just feel like it's some real life shit that I feel like I should be doing, or I wish happened different, that I'm not taking care of, or that I can't take care of. It's not possible. It's out of my power. So yeah, it's day by day, because it's days I think about shit like that. It's days I kick it. You might see a group of friends chilling. You might see anything can trigger a memory that was like, damn, it's like, damn, I should have did this, or we should have did more of that. So yeah, it's different. It's day by day. But I seen a quote somewhere that told me, like, what was it? It might have been a movie quote. I don't know the exact movie or whatever, so bear with me. But it was saying that, and just to summarize it was saying that, the way he honors his brother is just, getting a certain feeling when you think about him, what I'm saying? Not trying to get over it, because that's you can feel like that, but some people can't get over shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like learning to deal with it, basically. So that's the stage I'm at, because I was in certain stages during the process where it's like, man, I really feel crazy about this shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like to be at the point where it's like, I'm gonna deal with it. When it come to my mind, it's like, okay, cool. And then for me to be able to listen to this music, that helps out. But then that still brings back memories.
Yeah,
you know
it circles it right back.
Yeah.
And that goes right into the album, to the music, to where interviewing K.Y.L.E's mom. And I'm gonna tell you right now, you know, it was difficult for me to make it past the first act.
Yeah, bro.
Honestly, man, because it's like hearing her take on it, hearing how her perspective on it, and it's not dark.
Yeah,
it's not dark, man.
Yeah, bro.
And I guess I was expecting it to be kind of dark, but the whole time it was just like, man, this was inspirational.
Yeah.
To maybe I should look at it this way.
Man, yeah.
You know, so.
Yeah, I felt the same way. It just, when I was talking to her about it, it was more of a, for me, it was more of an out of body experience, man. It was more of a, like, okay, I'm in the mind frame of me just checking off things on the list. Okay, am I checking on his mom? Am I seeing, when his dad was alive, it's like seeing how his dad doing, or am I seeing if they need anything? Am I checking on his daughter? So I'm going through all of these phases where I'm trying to just contact her and make sure she's okay. And then once I came up with the idea for her to narrate the album, because originally it was supposed to be his father, and I was going to ask him to do it because he always had this prevalent voice, you know what I'm saying? He always taught us a lot, and I thought it'd be dope for him to narrate the album, but he ended up passing away. So I asked his mom, and she was down to do it. So when I pull up to talk to her, it was more of her, I was asking, we were just talking, just about life in general. So she just did what she always do, giving me advice, telling me, bringing up old stories when we used to leave the house. And she had talked about his brother Pharaoh's daughter's shoes. And he was like, how y'all used to do us, trying to get us to buy shoes. And it was like, she was just more of like she not even worried about it. So we didn't even talk about it for hours. Then I was about to leave. And then she was like, then you want to do that story about Kyle? And I'm like, oh, well, yeah, I didn't want to, bring that up. We had such a good talk. She was like, no. So then, we started talking about it. And like I said, it just felt out of body because it's like, okay, we finally sitting here talking about this for real. Because she always made comments when we saw her, more of like encouraging us. Like, yeah, you know how this is, and death is this, and it's how she feel about things. And, her mama told her this. It was always something. So when she was talking to me about it, it was more of a, like, putting me in her shoes, and it was like, man, you feel like this. Like, I've been feeling crazy, terrible every day, and you feel like you can talk about this, you at peace with this, because I'm sitting there listening to these stories, but it's like I'm tearing up because it's like you feel like this, and you lost your husband, you lost your son, and that's my best friend, my brother, and I'm feeling like this, so that was more like, man, that amazed me, but at the same time it was like, am I really listening to this? Am I hearing this? Because there was so many similarities to the point to where it's like, okay, I know this is true, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like, yeah, he said these type of things to me. He said these type of things. I'm like, I didn't know he said that stuff to you too. And then just hearing him talk, me seeing myself looking at him talking to his mom on the phone, or we at school or whatever, just she's saying certain things where it's like, yeah, I can see him. I might have been there when he called you and said, just certain things. And it's like, man, so I left there kind of, I don't know, feeling a little uneven, man. Just, I'm like, man, I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to listen to this no more. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't listen to it for so long once I left there. I'm like, man, I wasn't even gonna do it no more. So I had called Denham right after I left there. I'm like, dude, I feel crazy. Just like finally having this conversation with her, and she's still the same person. She's still that person that was at his dad's funeral, encouraging us, like, this is after Kyle, and it's like, her to still be the same person, her to still be consistently just okay, so I'm like, man, it's encouraging, but like, it's just, like, what did I think I was gonna run into? What did I think I was going? So we have these conversations, and it's just, that whole process, bro, was just, it was crazy, man, just for lack of better words, man. That's really the only way I can describe it, because that's kind of how I felt. I just felt a little like, okay, am I doing the right thing? You know, would this be something that people can relate to, or that he would even want me to do? You know what I'm saying? So I just kept rambling with that. Then it's like you pulling with yourself, being an artist too. So how can I make this something that I'm proud of, even if it wasn't this emotionally attached, you know, to me? So it was a lot of stuff, but that is what set the table for it, because it made me be able to piece this whole thing together, man. And I can't thank her enough for that, or just for her being her. You know what I mean? For real, for real.
Yeah, it was news to me hearing that him saying that he knew he wasn't gonna be here long.
Yeah.
You know that I can only imagine the punch that had on you. I'm not sure, has he ever said that to you before?
Yeah. So he would say stuff like, well, the last time I heard him say it, we was in Walmart, and I don't know what we was in there to get, just something. Probably nothing. We just, go to Walmart for nothing and shit. So we just there, and we was walking past the freezer. He was like, "Man, you ever feel like you've been here before?" I'm like, "Nah." I'm like, "What you mean?" You know? He like, "Man, I feel like I've been here before." But to me, when it started, like we be silly as hell as far as our friends. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we could be saying anything. So I'm laughing it off. I'm like, "Man, yeah, all right, bro. Now you got superpowers and shit, shit like that." So it's like I'm just brushing it off. So when he said it to me then, but he said it to me before, like we'd be at school, whether it's college or even high school at times. He's like, "Yeah, man, I feel like, I got an old soul. I feel like I've been here before. I feel like," but a lot of that stuff echo in my brain, because that's the closest he's gotten to telling me something like that. Well, then he even came out and said it before, just like, I don't feel like I'm gonna be here long, but just because I feel like I've been here before, and it's just like I couldn't make sense of it at the time, and even now, I'm not saying I can fully make sense of it, but I guess he had a certain feeling. So then hearing his mom saying, okay, he told the mother his daughter that, he told his mom that, and, just like he knew, and other people too can account for it. It's just it's crazy, bro. That shit, I don't know.
Man. Yeah, so I mean, with all that information, man, to be able to push through it and make some beautiful artwork like that, very commendable.
Appreciate you, bro.
Sheesh. When it comes down to the music, it was produced. Well, most of it was produced by Marco, right? Marco Uno?
Well, no, I wouldn't say most of it. He had two credits on there. So he had the Midwest Chili, and he also had the intro, Keep Your Love.
That Midwest Chili, man, that's you know what I'm saying? That was some playerism.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It was like a relief too, because like the sense of, when I think about the beats and the seriousness of the album, which is like, it's kind of like how you feel when you listen to R&B in a sense, where it's like, it's beautiful, but it's slightly painful.
Yeah, I feel you.
And then, the pimping, like, that there's just like, okay, that's like a commercial break in a sense.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? That's one of my favorite records on there.
That's dope.
You know what I'm saying? How it shifted. So, what was the mind frame of being able to shift emotions like that within this album?
Really, that was just thinking about K.Y.L.E. It'll be times where we'll be some serious shit about to happen. Let's say we go home, we know we all about to get a win for some random shit that we all did. And here you look at K.Y.L.E, he laughing and shit, just like, it's like in a serious moment, he'll be just smiling, looking weird and shit. It's like, bro, you don't understand what's going on right now, what's at stake. He just like, man, shit. It's like, so me thinking about that, it was like, okay, well, this whole album don't have to be that tone. Plus, another thing that I thought about, when I was younger, I used to try to be like a label owner. You know what I'm saying? I created this record label called Knock 'Em Down Records. So me, a couple of my guys, we got into this record label. So they basically come to my crib, record. So I'm like, okay, if I'm gonna be the owner and the label, I'm gonna run this label. I need to know how to make beats. I need to know how to rap. So I started making beats. So the first beat I made, K.Y.L.E, was kind of an up tempo, like just smooth player type beat, but it was lighter tone. So when I was thinking about that, I'm like, man, every time I think about, and this verse will come in, because his name used to be K-Rock. It's like, K-Rock, baby, I am a beast, and but it was one of them, like you want to dance and move your shoulders to the shit, you know what I'm saying? So when I heard that beat, Marco sent me a few beats, and I'm like, man, it was a bunch of them that I needed, but all of them they wasn't for this album. So we definitely gonna keep working. Me and Southampton, aka Marco.
Well, that's his producer, man.
Yeah, so we gonna keep working.
Yeah.
But he sent me those beats, and those two stuck out. That for that reason, and to keep your love just because of what y'all hear, in the intro. That said all of that to me. So for sure.
He was also on The Grass Is Greener.
Yeah.
It was just fire.
Yeah, he was on. There's something wrong with this picture. Yeah, that Greener Grass track people like a lot, man. We did a lot of shows with that joint.
Yeah, man. So the versatility, man, was in there, and you're a dynamic person. So I can imagine not it being easy, but it being simple to kind of be able to pull these tracks out and make it fit into a collective. I know this might be a hard question, man, but I have to ask, man. So what's your favorite song on K.Y.L.E?
In particular, I don't have a favorite song. I just have songs that, I guess, in different categories. So my favorite song from a sentimental standpoint, I got two, and that's Right Hand and Vibes Don't Die. Those two songs I have to really talk about what happened, you know what I mean? So that kind of brought me to a crazy place in my head, just as far as writing goes. And but for me to come out with that product, it really made me feel a certain way. As far as Right Hand goes, I wrote that track a while ago. Now that was more, it wasn't right after he passed away, but it was a little ways after that, but it wasn't as long as this album took to come out. So I wrote the track, I recorded the verse. It was all coming to me in the verse, but I only had the one verse. So when I spoke earlier about, writing something or doing a song, having to come back to the record and having to get that feeling again, going back to that place, this is one of the particular joints because I wrote it so long ago. And then I'm like, this has to go on the album whenever it comes out. So I just put it on the show. When I took it off and trying to, get it ready for the album, it needed another verse. I'm like, man, I need another verse on here. Then I was just going to say one verse and that's it. Then I had to go back and like, okay, what I'm going to talk about in the second verse? Now I got to talk about the day, the funeral. I got to talk about somebody, a place I haven't went before as far as writing goes. So, yeah, it was crazy, but those two for that reason. It's hard for me to say it's a favorite joint because I like the intro, Keep Your Love. I like the versatility in it. Put it that way because I put every song on that for a reason because that's even to Ballad of the Bullet. You know what I mean? So that's going a different direction. But yeah, paraphernalia, like all of that's just different moods. But all of that's if you listen to it and you grew up with me, it'll be like, damn, like I feel like I'm putting myself exactly in that picture right now. When I'm listening to Paraphernalia, it's like it's just times that we've been through. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like, man, I can see myself there right now. So everything got a certain feeling and a certain emotion behind it. Everything got a certain purpose on there. So I can't really pinpoint one, but all of them, if you would have asked me about them individually, they have their different sparks in that different direction.
Man, that's fair. And Paraphernalia, you said, wow, piece of my nigga Cal. I told you slow it down.
Yeah.
I'm not your child.
Yeah.
Now in my mind, I'll go into a real life situation. Because, when you're talking to your guys, they're going to respond that way.
For sure.
So, was that a real, literal situation?
Yeah. Kyle used to, Kyle, you had anybody that roll with Kyle, he'd do some shit like, we just be talking. He'd be like, yeah, we just driving, talking. He's like, oh, you trying to race? And he just talking shit. Like, oh, you trying to race? Yeah. And it's one of the things everybody looking at the phone like, what? And he just started, he was one of them speed racer type. And I'm like, dude, slow. Like, it was a day where, it's how you with your boys, y'all chill every day. It's a day for each one of y'all that you don't feel like playing. So he was like, he hit that corner. I'm like, hey, fam, stop playing, man. He like, bro, slow the fucking car down. He like, bro, I ain't your child. Like, what you mean slow the car? I ain't your child. He's like, I'm driving. You want to drive? It was his car. It was just one of the moments. But it was like when he passed away from being in a car accident. You know what I'm saying? It was like it just made me think about certain times where we was, just doing reckless shit in the car. Doing kid shit, teenage shit. When we first got our licenses and how he was just driving. Period. He loved to drive fast. He loved to, that's just him. So. yeah, it was a lot of real life situations where I had to, you know, it just made sense. And that's what amazed me about writing too, because that shit don't be like premeditated where it's like, okay, I gotta talk about this moment. It be as I'm writing that shit just be like boom. I'm like, oh damn. You know, I'm now I'm here, you know, so yeah, that was a real life situation, and it's been. I'm sure there's plenty of other situations that people that knew Kyle was probably like, "Hey man, like you tripping," but he just like to have fun, so he'll be doing it. Like I said, it'll be serious moment. He doing something random, so yeah.
Man, yeah, I definitely can feel it and hear it. You know what I'm saying? To where it's relatable and it's something that he would approve of as far as the tracks.
Yeah, yeah.
Imagine
Sure.
you know, kind of like thinking about that, and it came together well, man.
Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you.
Man, so with so much out of you, how much of a break are you gonna take in between making something else?
Man, I try actually, man, just for the fans and everybody, I try not to take a break at all. You know what I mean? But I've learned that just in all the time I've been doing music since I was a kid. You know, I started writing in second grade. I got in the studio like in fourth or fifth grade. You know, I started recording myself, all of that stuff. So all this time, you know, I would put out a bunch of music. Now it's changed over time, where as far as streaming goes, or you out the trunk with the CDs and shit. You know what I'm saying? I'd have been in all eras. Shit, I didn't even sold CDs in the era where, you know, people don't even want the CD or play CDs. Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
Right on.
You know what I'm saying?
Always.
This dude too.
Yeah, my man.
Yep.
You get the hard copy, you know,
sure.
people like that. You know what I'm saying? So I've sold CDs on each market and stuff like that. And just going through all of this stuff, it was like, man, I mean, you don't want to, I don't know how to say it. From my standpoint, I don't want to oversaturate just music that I'm kind of throwing together. I kind of like to think about my music. For the most part, I like to live and let that make me write. So a lot of people would say, okay, you need to put out more music, kill them with the music, bunch of mixtapes, bunch of albums. For me, I don't feel like that's very effective in my style to just do a bunch and a bunch. Now, as far as singles go, that's what I want to dive into next. I want to dive into more singles, you know, but I still like putting together projects. So I don't want to be lackluster, but to make it a short answer, I like to live first. You know what I mean? I like to do stuff with my kids, do stuff with the homies, just experience life, and then let that be into my writing. So that's how I feel like I come up with the realest music, the most authentic, the stuff people feel the most is when I'm like walking through a day in my life and I'm just rapping. You know what I'm saying?
That's what you said in Love for me at the outro. You was explaining that you gotta live life. You gotta.
Oh yeah.
Exactly.
Exactly on the Love for me thing. Like that's just how I live and how I wanna do my music and my writing. Because to me, it's more effective that way and it feels more like me. So, yeah.
That's a better way to do it.
Yeah.
You know, you don't want to cheat your fans out of the realness.
Yeah, and I feel like I'm not gonna. And it's people that can do it though. You know what I'm saying? These people that in the industry that done drop tape after tape, album, Future. People. If you're gonna think it's the first person coming to your mind, it's probably Future or Gucci. You know what I'm saying? Just people like that just drop stuff and everything they drop, they fans love it. You know what I'm saying? So not to say it ain't, but times change, marketing change, and it's, like I said, I want stuff to be real music, and I look for more stuff to be inspired by too, man. Because I mean. It's been times where I can be inspired just by more creators being around me. You know what I mean? You might walk into a studio or some type of session where there's more people just eager to do music, like eager to help you out with your music, eager to, and then you get inspired. And it's like, okay, you might write something different in that day. It might not be all about your emotions or your life in particular. You might write something that inspires somebody else. So to me, it's about the setting and, like I said, living life, bro.
Okay, so you plan on continuing the solo lane?
Yeah, for the most part, solos, features, but yeah, really getting into the Dre Baker bag and of course still under the little people, that's still the brand, that's still everything. But yeah, just doing more solo and features and trying to get on other people's records, let people hear me on different sounds, because even just like this album, that's what I struggle with albums, just I want to give them every part of my bag, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, this is what I do. I do this too. I can rap like this. I can rap fast. I can slow it down. I can rap about this. Just trying to be diverse, and that's what I am as an artist. So I want to bring that out with more features, different types of albums with different themes and mixtapes and singles, you know, just giving people the different feels, 'cause I can do it all, bro. I just, you know, haven't been open and just trying to, getting caught up in my head, really, you know what I mean? Just, and you in that process of being creative, bro, you know.
Man,
You know, just being a creative and, okay, what should I create? But it really can't be that serious for you to, for it to be organic, bro. You really got to just do it.
If it's too serious, you ain't gonna never do it.
Yeah, yeah.
You'll never do it.
For sure.
It's like approaching a girl. Way too long. She walked away, got in the car.
Yeah, right.
It's over.
Right.
Right. So speaking of you being diverse, man, I asked you this before off camera, but now it's on camera. Would Dre Baker ever make an R&B album?
Oh shit. Hell no, I ain't gonna lie y'all, man. I can't.
Never.
No,
I
just
single.
I got a couple, bro. I just don't.
Okay.
It just be I don't know, and that's another thing about like just stuff I've dealt with as far as just, I wouldn't even say a phobia, is just like this thing I got. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like, you know, if I'm a rapper, I'm gonna do rap shit. But you know, that's part of hip hop. That's part of the part of the stuff that I can do. Like you said, being diverse is that, you know. So I do want to take a chance and do different records like that, and just, you know, let people hear my voice in different ways. I just, man, it's me. It's me caught up in my head thinking, what are the fans gonna think? Oh, now this nigga singing.
All right, now he's singing.
Now he doing, but at the end of the day, you really can't. That's another thing that you can't get caught up in. You cannot get caught. You want to be fan pleasing, but not at the expense of you. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't put that on the line just because you want to please everybody, because it ain't gonna work like that. You can't please everybody. Man. So yeah, that's how I look at it, bro.
Man, so far your lifetime, your career has been a book.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate you sharing some chapters with us today. And
love, bro.
You know, out of 17 years, I've learned a decent amount. But out of how many minutes this is, I've learned more.
Oh,
so
yeah,
I appreciate that, bro.
Oh yeah, all day. Anytime,
you know
man. Anytime we can sit down, it's always intellectual. It's always progress, man. So, you know, in many ways, bro, like, yeah, our minds are getting older too, wiser, you know, because I feel like the conversation just always, bro. So I appreciate that.
Man. Hey, I am Denzel Avery Carroll. Man first, artist second.
Dre Baker, man. Follow me on social media. Real Dre Baker everywhere. And much love, man. If y'all haven't heard the album, it's on everything, everywhere, streaming, all the streaming platforms. K.Y.L.E, Keep Your Love Effortless. Love you, K.Y.L. You see Denzel still here with me.
Much love, Carroll. Much love.
Jamal behind the camera.
Jamal behind the camera.
Doing this for you, bro.
Yes,
appreciate it. Denzel showing love, man. Y'all follow him, man. Real people. Do real things, bro. Appreciate you.
Man.